Hello, everybody, and welcome back to, I think, the eighth Hop Takes in a row. As always, I'm Josh.
I'm Ross.
And we've got regular episodes coming for you very, very soon. But it is the month of September. It is getting close to Halloween. It's that time of year where pumpkin spice everything is coming out. You know that, spooky times, as we like to call it here on Milwaukee Beer Review. Welcome to spooky times, folks. And we have got a pair of pumpkin spice infused beers for you tonight. Now, I will say, and Ross, keep me honest here, this is not our favorite beer style.
I like pumpkin beers. I do enjoy them. But I'm starting to gravitate more towards specific ones I really like. I think there's too many out there now. I think the market's a little saturated with them. There are some really good ones out there. So
I agree. I have to be in the right mood for one, and it's not something I'm generally grabbing off the shelf. However, there are some good ones out there, and I think we've got a couple of them.
I think we do
tonight.
So,
Ross, why don't you get us kicked off? What is the first one we are trying tonight, or should I say that you are trying tonight?
So this one is from Lakefront. So this is their Pumpkin Imperial Ale. So they do a regular pumpkin lager every year. They also now do one that's barrel aged every year. So this one is an ale brewed with pumpkin pie spice, vanilla, and then aged in brandy barrels, which I think is a nice touch. That's brandy, not bourbon. Comes in at 11.1%, and I believe this is the first year they've canned this. I feel like previous years were always bottled, and this is the first year I've seen cans.
And so, I think previous years they've been bottle bombs. Like, don't take these out of our store.
Yeah, the ones, the bigger ones. So. This one should kind of come in a little transparent, not overly dark. It's an ale, got that nice amber copper color to it. Pretty color. And it looks like a really dark Oktoberfest is kind of what it comes out at. It's not really as obvious. There it is. You can see that a little bit in the light. It's nice and transparent. Really good color. I mean, I really like that way it looks. So, a little nose on it.
Dark beer season.
Huh?
Dark beer season. Starting to push towards it.
No shock here. The pumpkin is the clear star here. Sometimes it doesn't always come out. This one is very, very obvious. That spice is probably more there than the vanilla. Not really getting any spirit. I mean, it smells really good. It smells like a good pumpkin pie. So, cheers.
Cheers, buddy.
Talk about that there's good ones. There's kind of ones that are oversaturated. This is definitely one of the good ones. Really good pumpkin flavor. The spice is there, but it's enough just to kind of get the aroma and not like weigh the whole beer down. Vanilla kind of makes a nice like creamy sweetness to it. I don't get a lot of the brandy. I don't think brandy's an overly strong flavor in some of the barrel aged beers that we've had. I think the pumpkin kind of overpowers it, but strong, heavy flavor to it. It's pumpkin enough and sweet enough where it kind of has a dessert type feel to it, but it's still nice and light and it's not going to weigh you down. A very sneaky 11.1%. Like I would not guess this is 11.1 at all. No, really good, really, really tasty. Definitely one of the better pumpkin beers in the market. I would say this is top 2 or 3 for me as far as pumpkin beers out there. It's really tasty. Going on Untappd, I'm gonna give it 4.25. I think it's really good. I think it's super tasty. I would definitely drink it again. I would definitely order it if I saw it. It's a really solid beer.
Pumpkin spice beer rolling a 4.25 here on the channel. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
it's pretty solid. I know I've had that one before, and it's hard for me to disagree with you, at least from what I remember. I remember that one being pretty solid. Okay, well,
what do we got?
Up next, from my favorite brewery in the state, Three Sheeps Brewing Company out of Sheboygan. I was just up there this past weekend to grab my quarterly allotment of barrel-aged beer, and what do you know? It is this year's release of the Pumpkin Spice Veneration. So if you're not familiar with Veneration, we've actually done a review of Veneration here on this channel, but Veneration is their Belgian quad, rye whiskey barrel aged with figs and molasses. They take that base beer and they add pumpkin spice to it, and that is where you get Pumpkin Spice Veneration from. So this is aged in rye whiskey barrels. It is again a Belgian style quad, figs and molasses with pumpkin spice, and this comes in at 13.7% this year.
Damn.
So this is not a nothing burger of an ABV beer. So let's crack this thing open. Veneration is a really freaking good Belgian quad. Barrel-aged Belgian quad. Let's see what this looks like. So a little bit darker, I think, than what you were seeing on yours, which is expected. It's a dark Belgian quad. Looks really nice. A lot of carbonation in there. I can hear it. But head dissipated very, very quickly on that, as you saw. To the nose we go. So it's very, very sweet, like rye whiskey sweet. There's honestly there's a faint pumpkin note on the nose, but it's not heavy pumpkin. I remember the beer you're drinking from Lakefront being heavier on the pumpkin side. This is more spirit forward. It's sweeter, and that Belgian yeast kind of characteristic from the Belgian quad really takes center stage. But there is pumpkin. You absolutely get it, knowing that it's there. Let's try this thing out. Cheers. Okay. So what's interesting is that similar to the nose, the pumpkin is there, but it's kind of buried. This is really more of a strong Belgian quad with like a faint bit of pumpkin kind of mixed in. Like the front of the palate is rye whiskey spirit sweetness, just like the nose. Mid palate, you get more of the Belgian qualities, some of the maltiness along with it. The pumpkin starts to kick up a little bit more, and you start to taste the pumpkin. But then the pumpkin kind of dissipates again, and out the back, you kind of just get a really, really tasty whiskey barrel aged Belgian quad character out the back. I'm not complaining about that because I really like Veneration, and this is really good with kind of a little bit of a twist in there. But what I will say is if you're looking for pumpkin and that's what you're cracking into this for, you might be a little bit disappointed because it's not punch you in the face pumpkin spice. It's there. I can taste it. I can still taste it. Like it's still kind of there at the back end of the palate. It's lingering, but it's minute. And I think just a Belgian quad, the flavors that come through, figs, molasses, that big Belgian malt character that comes out of this is just overshadowing what the pumpkin spice is. You almost have to maybe even go more overkill on the pumpkin spice to really get that to shine through. But it's really, really tasty. I kind of wish I knew what this was like in comparison to last year's iteration of Pumpkin Spice Veneration, because I feel like that one had more pumpkin in it. But wait a minute. I have one right here.
Look at that. Are you cracking it open?
I'm going to crack it open.
There we are.
This is the 2022 variant or release of the same exact beer. Pumpkin Spice Veneration. You can see new label this year compared to last year. I'm going to crack this open, and we're going to try this one on the channel too. And this one actually comes in at 12.6%. So it's actually a full percentage below what this year's release was. So 2022 into the snifter. This is a little bit lighter than.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's already different.
Yep, it's a little bit lighter than this year's release. Now this is a year old, been sitting in my fridge. Little less carbonation, but head dissipated very, very similarly, but a little bit more brown. Lighter brown than the darker brown of the 2023 release to the nose. I'm getting almost no pumpkin on the nose. In fact, it's like the 2023 release, except like the nose is like, I've almost gone nose blind to this. Like it's very weak on the nose. Yeah, you like how I threw that commercial in there?
Well done.
Yeah, there's not a lot on the nose of this one in comparison. I kind of want to. Yeah, this is like all there. This feels empty. Let's try it out. 2022. Yeah. Okay.
Nah.
It's fine, but it tastes like it should have been consumed fresh, is what it tastes like to me. Normally Veneration lasts quite a while. This did not. Now, it's not bad by any stretch of the imagination, but in comparison to the 2023 release, like the 2023 is just like bam, like every component to that beer is there outside of the pumpkin spice. But this is just a little bit weak. Similar to the nose, it's just weak all around. So to make short work of this, the 2022 release of Pumpkin Spice Veneration in 2023, I'm probably going to give a 3.25. The 2023 release of Pumpkin Spice Veneration, I'm going to give a 4.5.
Wow.
That's how good that beer is. And I'm fairly confident I gave Veneration a 4.5 when we tried it on the channel. I don't recall, but this is right on par with it. I mean, it's that beer. It is that beer, except with a little pumpkin twist. This is my kind of jam. If I'm going to drink a pumpkin beer, this is kind of what I want.
Where you get very little pumpkin out of it?
Yes. Yeah. Keep it subdued. Keep it subdued. So fun.
All right. Well done.
Pumpkin beers, friends. See, I can surprise you with beers on the channel too.
There you go.
The problem is now I have 24 ounces of 12% and above beer I have to drink before I go to bed. All right. Thanks for watching, folks. Thanks for checking out a wonderful pumpkin spooky times version of Hop Takes here tonight with us. Check us out on the rest of our social media channels. We are on Untappd. We are on X. We are on Instagram. We are on Facebook. We are on TikTok. We are also here on YouTube. So like, comment, subscribe. Find our previous pumpkin episodes in the comments. Find our previous Veneration episode in the comments. And we will see all of you in hopefully a main episode coming up next.
Cheers, everyone.
Thanks,
Thanks.
everybody. Bye.